sugar, more sugar.
Here are 10 signs that you're eating way too much sugar. While sugar is delicious, copious amounts in your diet can be bad for your health.
I don't want to lose you.
Your sweet tooth is unsatisfied.
Tooth? What the hell?
Almost everyone's got a sweet tooth. A little craving for chocolate here and there is totally normal and shouldn't be anything to be worried about. However, if you start to notice that your threshold for sweetness is getting higher, or that you feel the need to add sugar to your food to make it taste better, it could be a sign that you're consuming too much sugar in the first place. This is because when you consume high amounts of sugar, your brain gets used to it. Essentially, you're training yourself to expect a high level of sweetness, so when things are less sweet, it can be harder to feel satisfied.
Want it all vegetable.
And if you're avoiding sugar by using sugar substitutes instead, think again. Many sugar substitutes are much sweeter than actual sugar. It tricks our brain into expecting extremely high levels of sweetness, which makes you crave more and more. To combat this, try gradually lowering your sweet intake. It'll make a huge difference, and you'll still be able to enjoy the occasional sweet treat. You feel exhausted.
Sugar! Need sugar!
If you've ever eaten stacks of candy over Halloween or Christmas, you know the aftermath can be totally exhausting. This is because its after effects are much stronger than the initial rush of energy you get when you have something sweet. High sugar intake inhibits the production of orexin, the chemical in your brain that makes you feel awake. In other words, the more sugar you eat, the sleepier you'll feel. The good news is that there's a simple way to combat this: protein. If you feel sleepy after a sweet treat, something high in protein, such as nuts or meat, should help you get back on track. Another reason that sugar makes you feel tired is the way it affects sleep. Because while it makes you feel tired, it also impacts the quality of sleep. Research has found that a high sugar diet causes poor sleep quality, more nighttime awakenings, and a lower proportion of restorative deep sleep. The inflammation that sugar causes can also have a negative impact on sleep. However, not all sugar is created equal. While added sugars have been shown to create shorter sleep times, natural sugar tends to go hand in hand with longer, more restorative sleep times. So if you're having trouble going to bed, it might be better to incorporate some more fruit into your diet. Your teeth are worse for wear.
I miss my teeth.
Sadly, sugar has a direct correlation with tooth decay. Your mouth is full of bacteria. Some can be beneficial, while others can be harmful. When you consume sugar, the harmful bacteria feed on it. They then create acids that attack and damage your enamel, which is what protects your teeth. The acids then form a bacterial infection that can lead to cavities and even cause holes in your teeth. If it's left untreated, cavities can advance past your enamel and into the deeper layers of your tooth, leading to potential tooth loss. Thankfully, your body has developed a defense system against these ruthless attacks. While your mouth is suffering from these acidic attacks, it also works to restore and strengthen your teeth once again. Your spit plays an important role in this because it contains things that are essential to repairing your teeth, such as phosphates and calcium. Fluoride is another essential mineral that helps to repair damaged or weakened enamel. But if you eat a lot of sweets every day, you're helping to fuel the attack against your enamel. So it's important to keep in mind the type of sugary things you're eating so that you can let your mouth do its natural job and repair whatever damage was done to it. You don't have to cut out sugar completely, but spacing out your treats and keeping good oral hygiene will help. Many dentists even suggest brushing your teeth immediately after eating something sugary. Your blood pressure is high.
Check my blood pressure again!
For your blood pressure to be considered normal, it has to be 120/80 or lower. Studies have shown that a high-sugar diet can raise your blood pressure to above this threshold, which can lead to atherosclerosis, a hardening and thickening of the arteries. This can lead to a heart attack, stroke, or other complications. Increased blood sugar can also cause your blood vessels to weaken and even bulge, forming potentially life-threatening aneurysms. But the data from multiple nutrition studies show that while sugar-sweetened drinks are linked to higher blood pressure, healthier foods such as fruits and vegetables are not linked to this elevation. Sugary drinks have been shown to cause a 10% increase in blood pressure, but things like fruit, 100% fruit juice, dairy, and whole grains with a moderate amount of added sugar all had some protective associations against hypertension. In other words, the food source source matters. While sugary drinks are harmful, that doesn't mean you can't enjoy other sweetened items. In fact, the Dietary Approaches to Stop Hypertension Diet, DASH, emphasizes the importance of whole fruits, fruit juice, veggies, low-fat dairy, whole grains, legumes, and nuts. That, combined with reducing the amount of meat, sugar-sweetened drinks, and treats, has been shown to reduce blood pressure significantly. So don't think you need to cut sugar completely out of your diet. There are still plenty of options. Your cholesterol is high.
Oh, God.
Cholesterol is a waxy substance that can be found in your blood. You may have heard that there's good cholesterol and bad cholesterol, and that's true because you need it to build healthy cells. However, just like anything, too much can be harmful. High cholesterol causes you to develop fatty deposits in your blood vessels. Over time, these deposits grow, making it more and more difficult for enough blood to flow through your arteries. These blockages can also break suddenly, forming a clot that can cause a heart attack or stroke. When talking about foods that raise the bad cholesterol, we usually think about things that are heavy in saturated fats. While it's true that foods with high amounts of saturated and trans fats do increase bad cholesterol, there's another perpetrator: sugar. Researchers have found that high sugar consumption raises the risk of cardiovascular disease. It was determined that people who had more added sugar had lower good cholesterol as well as higher levels of triglycerides, a type of fat that your body uses to store energy. The moral of the story is that if you have too much, triglycerides can move around your vascular system, wreaking havoc on artery walls and hardening your arteries.
Set course for that cholesterol-encrusted valve.
This increases the risk for stroke, heart attack, and cardiovascular disease. If you want to be good to your arteries, it might be best to reduce your added sugar intake. Your body isn't fueled properly. If you're the type of person who exercises, you'll know that fueling your body properly is essential to a good workout. So if your workout sessions have been getting more difficult for no apparent reason lately, you might want to take a look at the sugar in your diet. According to experts, if you spike your blood sugar with something sweet right before an intense workout, you'll probably end up feeling miserable afterward. This is because, while your body needs sugar, it also needs a consistent amount of sugar. When your body has more sugar than it's used to, it produces more insulin in an effort to keep your sugar levels consistent. This makes your blood glucose decrease, resulting in a sudden drop in energy levels. Fun fact, this is called hypoglycemia, also known as a sugar crash.
Who are you, the guy that makes the donuts?
These sugar crashes don't stop at fatigue. They can also create feelings of irritability, dizziness, or headaches. If you want to avoid getting these crashes, the most effective way to combat them is to incorporate balance into your diet. This includes eating a variety of foods, eating sugar with or after other meals, planning your meals, and most importantly, not restricting your foods. Yes, you should try to avoid overindulging, but you also need to enjoy the food that you eat. You're feeling down.
No, I'm not.
Our mental well-being is something that is affected by all aspects of life. This includes our social connections, the work we do, and even the food that we eat. Think about it. When you're hungry, you get grumpy, upset, or possibly angry, the famous hangry.
Yes, you are.
Whereas after you've had a wonderful meal, you might feel joyous and euphoric. But the effects of your diet can also be long-term. Did you know that there have been studies linking high-sugar diets to depression? For example, researchers in London found that a diet rich in whole foods like fruits, vegetables, and fish can lower your risk for depression in middle age. According to their study, people who ate processed foods like sweetened desserts, fried foods, and processed meats were more likely to be diagnosed with depression than people who largely relied on unprocessed whole foods. However, there are other factors that could contribute to this, such as socioeconomic status. Sugar causes inflammation, which, according to one study, can also be linked to depression. While there's definitely a lot more research to do, a handful of scientists are convinced that sugar and depression are linked in some way. Your skin is mad.
I can't reach the big one.
Did you know that eating lots of sugar can be bad for your skin? This is common knowledge. If you overindulge in candy before going to bed, you'll most likely wake up with more acne than the night before. This is because sugar is an inflammatory food, and it causes inflammation within your body. The sugar you eat goes to your gut, gets processed, and then goes into your bloodstream. The inflammation that happens afterward is what happens when you eat foods with a high glycemic index. index. These foods, such as white bread, soda, salad dressings, and candy, can worsen certain skin conditions. This is because the sugar causes your insulin levels to rise, which subsequently increases the inflammation on your skin, which then leads to worse acne. Too much sugar can also worsen skin conditions such as rosacea, eczema, and psoriasis.
I don't have acne. I have a cold sore.
On top of that, it's been shown that high sugar diets might also make your skin age faster. According to experts, high glycemic foods also contribute to aging by increasing the breakdown of collagen fibers in a process called glycation. Glycation causes the collagen fibers to become stiff and brittle, which results in older-looking skin. Don't worry, you don't have to completely eliminate sugar to keep your skin looking good. Just be mindful of where it's coming from. Try to stick to natural sugars found in fruits and veggies, and you'll stay glowing. But how much is too much?
All right. Sugar?
Added sugar, not natural sugar, is one of the unhealthiest ingredients in our modern diet. Why? Because it provides calories without any nutrients and can be harmful to your metabolism over time. Too much sugar is linked to type 2 diabetes, heart disease, tooth decay, certain cancers, and much more. Nowadays, sugar consumption in general is super high. In 2012, people in the US were consuming over 60 pounds of added sugar per year, which averages out to 77 grams or 19 teaspoons per day. Current intake levels are still way too high, and if it's possible, experts suggest you try to lessen the amount of sugar in your diet.
When? Blast it all.
Sadly, there's no simple answer to exactly how much sugar you should be eating per day, but we do have a general sense as to how much someone should have. According to the American Heart Association, the maximum amount of added sugars you should have in a day is 37.5 grams or 9 teaspoons for men and 25 grams or 6 teaspoons for women. To put that into perspective, a can of Coke has 35 grams of added sugar in it. That being said, there's no crime in enjoying a can of Coke every once in a while. You don't need to totally cut out sugar, but minimizing it will boost your health tremendously. Pros of sugar. Finally, we want you to know that having sugar in your diet isn't a bad thing at all. It has a bad reputation for being unhealthy, but the truth is that sugar is an essential part of our diet. It's a vital source of energy, and studies have shown that it even plays a part in keeping your brain healthy. It burns up to 400 calories every single day. But there are different types of sugars, and some of them, like the ones found naturally in fruit and veggies, are actually packed with vitamins, minerals, and nutrients. So if you're worried about the sugar in your fruit and veggies, know that the other aspects of those foods, such as the fiber they contain, offset all the negative effects of the sugar. If you are interested in reducing the sugar in your diet, it's really the added sugar to keep an eye on. Basically anything that's added to food to make it taste sweet.
Big Red Snack Foam, Milk Chuds, Edams.
This even includes things like honey and maple syrup. Sugar can be listed under 61 different names, making it super hard to keep track of what you're eating. But the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. At the end of the day, your food choices are up to you. If you want to reduce your sugar intake, that's okay. But if you want to indulge in a piece of chocolate cake after a hard day at work, that's okay too. Happy eating! Craving another video? Just tap or click. First time here? Then leave us a comment, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell.